Hi, and welcome back to
Inspired to Game. I'm Sean.
And I am Lola. Today we are talking about Aquatica. So Aquatica is a game for 1 to 4 players by Arcane Wonders, who we want to thank for sending us a copy of the game to review. Now before we get to that review, we're going to do a very quick overview of how it plays. In Aquatica, you are an ocean king diving deep into the watery depths in order to find resources for your struggling realm. During your turn, you will simply be playing 1 card from your hand, playing all of its effects while placing it into your discard pile. These effects will allow you to do actions such as recruiting a new character card, buying or conquering a new location card, raising or scoring location cards, or scouting or retrieving your cards from your discard pile, as well as flipping any used mantas. Additional actions you can do on your turn include using mantas that you have available to you, flipping them over when you do so, or exploiting the depths of the location cards on your player board. Now when you obtain a location card, you will slide it into one of the slots on your player board. You slide it all the way until the top effect is aligned with the edge of the slot. This effect will now be available for you to use as a free action on your turn. These effects provide you with one-time use benefits such as extra power, coins, or additional actions. Once all the depths have been exploited on any given card, that card is now ready to be scored. You can do this when you play a character card that allows you to score, or if you happen to have another depth available that allows for scoring as well. Now during the game, you'll be working to complete goals as listed on the top of the board. To claim one of the goals, you must place one of your mantas on it, thus removing it from play for the rest of the game. The game will end when the first player completes all 4 goals or the character or location decks are empty. Then you can add up all your prosperity points to see who has been the most prosperous ruler of the underwater realms. This game really fascinates me. So there is an element of resource management to this game, but there are no physical resources at all. I remember when I was first reading the rulebook and trying to wrap my brain around that. It's like, well, so where are these resources coming from? What's neat is they are transient. They're in the moment. They're based on what character card you may choose to play that turn, if you have any mantas that have any available, or what you have on your location cards directly available. It's neat how it works. I find it truly, truly innovative.
Yeah, I really like that method of you have to count things up, but it's only there for a moment. You count it up for that turn, and then you're done with it. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have a place to store it. It's really a neat way to deal with resources.
Yeah, and so it's going to be different each turn as well. So now, in general about the game, so the artwork is clearly beautiful. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous game. It's got a really great theme to it. The components are top-notch. The mantas are nice plastic. You have double-layer player boards where the cards slide in, which is a really fun mechanism to play around with. And it adds to the theme too, because there's that feeling as you're going down to scour the depths of the ocean to try to get more resources, as you're pushing those up. It's that feel of going down, so it really works well with the theme.
Yeah. I never thought of it that way, but I can definitely see.
So other mechanics here include deck building, so there's a bit of deck building, hand management, and open drafting. And I love the strategy here. I love the strategy here. It's very deep. Now, at the start of the game, there's only so much you can do. You have your cards in your hand, you can recruit new characters, but as you start to acquire locations and fill it up, you have all these additional effects that you can use. And there's a ton of strategy and how to play them together. You know what's upcoming, and you get to choose what cards you want, so you can be very strategic. And there's this element that requires a lot of planning to play well, and to me, it feels like it's got a chess-like element. So there's a perfect information element within the game because of this, and it's the reason that I really, really love this game.
One of the things that I like about it is that the locations cost either a conquering ability, so how much power you have, or you can purchase them depending on what you've got. And then the cost of a location is cheaper in gold than it is in power, probably because gold isn't as easy to come by, but it does give you that element of, am I going to build more towards this or towards that? You can do either, or you can do both, and it's not going to hinder you in getting more locations.
Yeah, there's a lot of versatility there, and I really enjoy that as well. And there's tons of replayability here too, because how you can strategize about your turn is really represented by the location cards you get, which are always changing. And you really have to pivot as well with what comes up, what works well to take. So it makes it different each time, as you have different combinations of actions that you get to do through the various depths and pushing them up. But what's neat too is you want to accomplish these because you can only score a card if you finish going through all of the depths. If you don't, you're not going to have a chance to score it, and that card is going to be meaningless at the end. So you need to push them up one by one. Now, some of them are also blank. These ones, the only way to pass by them is by using a raise action, which you can get from a manta or from various character cards or from other location cards. So those are really great to use strategically to push up cards so you can get them to the point where then you can take an action to score it.
And that's the other thing I find fascinating about this game, is that just having that card in your possession does not mean you get points at the end of the game. You have to use an action either from a character or from one of your location cards to score that card. Just another layer of that strategy you need to play into. And of course you also want to score them because some of them have an extra reward at the bottom where you get an extra manta. You only start with 4, but if you can build up more mantas, then as you give up the beginning 4 to score the objectives on the board, you still have some to use for their individual powers.
And it's a lot of fun sliding those cards up. It's such a neat mechanism. I love that. Now, there is minimal player interaction in this game. You're pretty much doing your own things. The most interaction is really vying for the open drafting areas. It also plays really well at 2 players. So we played it only in 2 players, but we really enjoyed it at that. Now, Aquatica has been around for a while, so it is easy one to find. And I hear that they are coming up with an expansion that's being released later this year, which is very, very exciting. This is, final thoughts from me, this is a solid game. It's really, really well designed, and I just love the way that it plays. The theme is beautiful, the art is beautiful, and it is innovative and unique.
Yeah, and I really enjoy the versatility that's in this game, the different ways you can build up your strategy, and I can really see a lot of different ways of doing that, and I can't wait to see what an expansion has in store.
Same, yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching us today.
If you've enjoyed this content, please support the channel by subscribing.
And as always, happy gaming, folks. Diving deep into the watery depths to find resources for
the hell of it.
The hell of it. The halibut, the hell of it. What a wonder. Oops, the tip of the tongue. Okay. These effects will allow you to do such things such as, it's very deep. Deep.
Deep, I get it.
When you obtain a location card, you'll take it. Okay. You can play, you can recruit, see who has brought the most prosperity to their land under the sea. Prosperous ruler of the underwater realms.
Good save, though.
Thanks.
I was like, uh-oh. Like, no, she's still going. All right.
My brain's processing, so I'll just talk slower.
I was like, oh no, I'm losing it. Okay, no, it was a choice.
It was a choice. Exactly. He said it.
A bunch of stuff that you
At that
have
level.
no friends.
We do have friends. We do. We have friends. He's lying. They're just not friends you get together with. They're virtual.
They're not imaginary, Mom. They're virtual. Hey.